Good day. Welcome to our Community Infinity Safety Awareness podcast. We are celebrating today International Women's Day. And I was thinking to let's talk about the gender equality, women's right, and what the current situation, how we deal with the current situation, current. So I was thinking whom to talk to. Then I thought, who will be the best person to talk other than Tanya Fir. She is a Minister for Arts, Culture, and Status of Women, and she was sworn in on a June 9, 2023 on this position. Before becoming a Minister for the Women and Culture, she was previously served as a Minister of Job, Economic Innovation, Associate Minister, Red Tape Reduction, and the most importantly, she served in the oil and gas on a CNRL for 16 years Human Resource Manager. So human resource manager, policies, procedure, she will be the best person. And Tanya, thank you for taking your time to talk about the women's right, Women's International Day, importance, everything. Thank you for taking your time and joining us.
Thank you for having me back, Sunny. I always enjoy talking to you.
Thank you, Tanya. Tanya, now you have been as a human resource manager also and a minister, right? So this question, like when we talk about, misconception, I should be saying, when we give the rights or we talk about the woman's right and everything, then it look like some people think, or, is a perception, is the men's are falling back or what's going, is a perception. Like, the women's are getting the priority, but then men's are behind now. What your thoughts are as a female minister, HR person?
Yeah, our government's goal is to ensure women have every opportunity to participate in Alberta's economy. And we're focused on creating safer communities through our Made in Alberta action plan to end gender-based violence, as an example. The rise of women does not mean the fall of men. We need every Albertan to succeed to help ensure Alberta is the best place to live, work, and raise a family. And that means that both men and women are thriving.
Tanya, the second question is, we are talking about Women's International Day. We are celebrating, and I was just talking to a friend of mine. He said, one thing when we say women's dedicated to women, that we should be celebrating this day for the whole year. Like, the woman is like a mother, sister, wife, daughter. They play so important role in our community. Why only one day? It should be the whole year. But on the same token, when we talk about celebration and dedication, is what you think about Women's Day should be addressed as a gender equality day?
That's a good question. International Women's Day is more than just about the fight for gender equality. It's about the celebration of women all around the world every day. And whether that's stay-at-home mothers who keep families and communities strong and healthy, to women who hold executive positions in some of the biggest organizations in the world, or some women that do both. International Women's Day celebrates all women, no matter their background. And our government's going to continue to promote that through things like our women and girls in STEM scholarships, and through other avenues that support women. For example, Sunny, just last month, I joined the Minister of Transportation and Economic Corridors to announce a $2.8 million for Women Building Futures to help get more women into the commercial transportation industry, as an example. So it's about helping women contribute to society and strong economies every day, not just International Women's Day.
No, you're 100% correct. Like when we talk about the woman, right, not just celebrating, but giving them an equal right. Equal rights, not it includes the economical too, right? But when we are talking about the economic rights and the gender equality at home also, but sometimes females work only at home. So how we can bring them out and say whatever you are doing is an economic factor also?
Absolutely. I mean, we know that while the work that women do at home may not be paid work, it is critical and crucial for building strong families and strong foundations. And if women choose to work in the home, that's excellent. And if they choose to work outside of the home, we want to support that as well. So when women maybe have barriers to entering the workforce and our economy suffers as a result, we need to ensure that we create an ecosystem that allows for women to fully participate in our province's economy. And you know what? Our efforts are working. When we look at January job reports, it shows that women's unemployment rate in Alberta has dropped below 5%. There's still work to be done, but that's impressive progress because, when women thrive, Alberta thrives.
No, I 100% agree, but I agree, disagree kind of thing. Reason being, I will not say only Alberta, I will say the whole humanity.
Absolutely. Good
So,
point.
so because I will see whatever, see, I do volunteer work, I work full time, but I don't think so I could the whole thing without my wife's support.
Hmm.
Because it's like, she holds so many forts, which gives me opportunity to go out and work. But Tanya, is one thing, is another perception, or perception and misconception. How we can different or how similar is gender equality and women's right?
You know, Gender equality, that's the goal of ensuring men and women have the same rights, whereas gender equity is the process of obtaining that gender equality. Whereas women's empowerment, well, that's also a part of gender equity, of the gender equity process. And again, our government is dedicated to supporting all of these efforts through both economic and social and community means.
Tanya, now you are an HR person, I'm a safety person. We all, like, I'm sorry, I'm bringing it, like, not the ministry thing, but the HR profession, because you have been there 16 years. And then what my question is sometimes, right? And I think you will appreciate and you will be able to answer. That's why I'm raising this question to you. We making a policy, implementing it, sustaining it, and revisiting it. Sometimes what we see as a politician or as a government, we make the policies, but after sometimes it just collecting the dust. We
Hmm.
don't implement, we don't evaluate where the policy is and what the impact has been on the community or the woman or, like, the whole thing. So what you are as a female, I should not, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to that, as a minister for the women's rights, or advocate for women's rights, and a minister, how you will be ensuring the policies are made but they're also implemented and they're moving forward.
Absolutely. And no apology necessary. I am a female and I am a minister. So it's all good, Sunny. And um, you know, women have different lived experiences, and we need to ensure, when you bring up a good point about policies, that policies that are being developed have numerous points of view incorporated to ensure a well-rounded policy is created. And I'll give you an example. My ministry, as we work to develop the 10-year strategy to end gender-based violence, we're consulting with survivors of violence to ensure the action plan is survivor centric. We're consulting with community leaders in the industry. We'll be engaging with men and boys. It's about taking many viewpoints into consideration.
And but now you brought the same thing, mainstreaming, right? And because when we talk about the mainstreaming, Alberta or Canada is, we have so many cultures here, so many culture, religion, values. So how we are ensuring all aspects of the cultures, religion, and the community are being addressed in the women's right.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at like a definition of gender mainstreaming, it talks about a strategy to improve public policies, programs, and projects, ensuring a more efficient allocation of resources. But if I take away from the definition and focus more on what that means for what our government can do, we're dedicated to incorporating women in all aspects of the economy and policy development through various consultations, through meaningful engagement to make sure that many voices are heard.
Tanya, how you will bring, like, as you're bringing, like, brought the topic, diversity, equity, and inclusion. When we talk about, so how you're going to bring all these things together and ensuring the women's rights have been protected and they are moving forward.
Yeah. You know, that needs to be included and looked at to ensure that our province's impressive economic momentum continues. Women form such a large part of our province, and if they can't fully participate in our province's economy, the entire province suffers. But as we've said on the other end, when we focus on diversity and inclusion, equity, all those things, and make it a priority of our government, everyone benefits and our province continues to thrive.
I'm going to bring you a back experience. I'm sorry. Like reason being why I'm asking, like when we talk about the human rights and the women's right, in all aspects of economy, especially now let's talk about the trade, right? We don't see too many women in CNC machines or trade and when they go on trade, they are not giving it's an uncomfortable zone, right? Like that, the lingos we use. You have been on a oil patches. So how do we ensure the women when they go in a trade, there's like a hard, like a stereotype man area, how their rights and their dignity or the trade professionalism are maintained?
Yeah, excellent question. I think it's two things, Sunny. I think one, in organizations, I think it starts at the top. There has to be buy-in and support from the executive leadership at the top to support women and gender diverse people in all in all labored skilled trades and all underrepresented area. There has to be that buy-in and support from the top levels. And also we need to make sure that the people on the front lines have the support tools and training they need to support and welcome female coworkers. And I think, talking to one of my own constituents, Sunny, who's in Calgary Pagan, who was a successful graduate of the Women Building Futures program in driving the big trucks. She's been in a couple of different placements, and she said that the most successful one for her was one where there was at least one other female on the job site, right? If she could connect with at least one other female, even as great and helpful as the men were, it really helped that she could have at least one other female coworkers. So slowly but surely, the more we ensure job sites have at least a couple of other females, the more that's going to help support and encourage other females to feel comfortable and confident.
And one thing, Tanya, I have to say, like a few days back, I was talking to Daniel also, and then we were talking about how the current government has spent so much money on the mental health, or they're granting mental health and advocating about the mental health also. The same thing which you brought, like is if she is getting ready for she got she did the education, now she's doing the experience, but not being another female. But if you don't find your mental health issues, you get demotivated. And then what your thoughts are, like going back to the woman's mental health with all going through changes and up and downs.
Yeah, there's tremendous demands on women in society, and there always has been, right? To they wear so many hats, and they're so often giving so much of themselves to others, and they so often put themselves last, which is not good for mental health. And I'm really proud that our government has put a focus and attention and funding behind mental health supports and programs. And we want to continue to advocate for that as a government so that individuals, and in this case, women that we're talking about, know that those supports are available, and that we can eliminate any stigmas or concerns that people might have with accessing those mental health supports.
Tanya, and the last, I know you are busy and you are like, you have to move on. In last, what message would you like to give to the community, to the for celebrating how we can be part of it and celebrate this for the whole year?
Yeah, I think that International Women's Day is one day a year, as you mentioned earlier, Sunny. We need to celebrate and recognize women 365 days a year. Strong women who are given opportunities to succeed and work outside the home if they want to, in well-paying jobs that they're underrepresented in. Everyone benefits from that, and especially in jobs where there's labor shortages. So I encourage women to continue to learn more about those opportunities that are available. And today, on International Women's Day and every day, I encourage people to thank the women in their lives, mothers, daughters, aunts, cousins, sisters, to thank those women in their lives that have made an important impact on their lives.
Thank you, Tanya. You are leading by example, right? You're as a minister, female HR person, and how you are, the example you are giving to be strong. And if you wish or you plan it, you can achieve it. And I will tell everyone, like if you can plan it, like guys cannot do everything if they don't have a female support. Like, is a saying, I don't know, I think you will agree with every successful man is a female behind it or woman behind it.
Yes. 100% agree, Sunny.
So I thank you for taking the time to talking and leading by example and giving us a thing. If all the females or every person who can decide, they can achieve it. Thank you,
Yes.
Tanya. All the best wishes and keep up doing the good work. You are watching our Community Infinity Safety Awareness Program. Thank you, Tanya, and wish you happy International Women's Day.
Thank you, Sunny. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.